Hello friends, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox, and I'm so excited to be presenting for the newest Altenew release. This is the Craft Your Life project kit, watercolor flowers. I'm loving this one. I fell for this when I saw it and just had to have it. So again, you get a 3D embossing folder. You also get this gorgeous set of layering stencils. You get a die set that includes not only the floral bloom outline, but the sentiments that show up on the stamp set. So again, I had a blast with this. This is the first card that I did, and again, this is using the embossing folder, stamps, stencils, die. I used the whole kit and caboodle on this one. So the first thing I did was I selected a flower bloom, and I am using Misty More to stamp it. Again, I didn't want a distinct black outline or other color outline, so I just wanted it to be very muted. So you can see here it just kind of shows up, and this helps me to get all of the blooms lined up. So I used a bunch of different colors. I used Pink Pearl, Coral Bliss, Heartbeat, Snapdragon, Chamomile, and Marigold on these floral blooms. So you can see I'm just kind of matching them up here, and then using my blending tool to add the different layers to the set. So I thought it was just kind of fun here, just, you know, adding in the different colors and the different layers. And again, the stamp set's really easy to line up. You know, you got to kind of wiggle it around until it matches. Here I'm just doing the floral centers, and in the end, I did end up using Yellow Nouveau drops to give them more texture. But I decided to go ahead and color them in first. So there I've got my floral blooms done, and now we're going to jump over to the leaves. And this is really different for me. I don't normally use these kind of colors, but I use the Nature's Wonder set, and I'm kind of doing very muted colors here. I really didn't want the bright green. I wanted something that was a little bit muted. So again, just kind of using these colors and coloring in the blooms. Thought that turned out, I think it turned out really, really nice. I was very, very pleased with this one. There you go. So I've got all the leaves and the blooms colored in. The next thing I'm going to do is grab my embossing folder and line it up so that I can add even additional depth and texture to it. So I ran it through my die cut machine. I also cut this one using the die cuts, and you can see here I'm mounting it on an A2 card base. I've got the sentiments, and then I also used the marshland to kind of color the corner there that was below the flowers. So I just ink blended it, and I thought it turned out really, really nice. This is a different one. I use the 36 pan watercolor pan set here. So again, I emboss the image on watercolor paper. And then we'll go ahead and move my inks out of the way because I'm going for watercolor this time. I thought that was really fun. So again, I started just kind of with that 36 ink pan set. And we're using the watercolor. You need to find a really fine brush to do this with. So I'm just kind of adding some pinks and oranges, and you know, you can see my pan on the watercolor set is a mess, but again, I'm kind of using colors that I had on there from prior projects. So I'm just kind of playing here, filling in the flowers, moving around the center. I thought these turned out really pretty. So again, I'll start kind of mixing that pink and orange to get kind of a real different color set. So again, watercolors, I love them. They're very forgiving. I don't use them very often. I need to start using them more because they really are a cool look. So here I'm just kind of adding the centers on these things, and again, making sure that they are deeper colors. And so again, you should see a red arrow down at the lower right hand side of your screen, I'd love to have you subscribe to my YouTube. I post a lot of Altenew, a lot of floral things. I also go for the grungy vintage design, but I'd love to have you follow me, or subscribe, I guess it is. So again, I'm going to move on and do the leaves now, and I'm using, again, muted colors, kind of the olivey, browny colors, again, much like that Nature Wonder ink set. Thought that looked really nice with this. So again, just kind of coloring in the leaves and everything, and again, making sure you've got a really small paintbrush so that you can hit those stems, excuse me. So again, just kind of finishing up here. We'll get the last part done, and then I'm going to trim it down to 4 by 5 1/4 inches. And you'll see here in a minute when I mount it on a green cardstock base. And then I actually ended up stamping the sentiments directly onto the card itself after I had it put together. So again, here's all of this part here. Happy with the colors, so here I'm just kind of adding it to that green cardstock from my stash that I thought matched it very, very well. So again, we'll kind of make sure it's pressed down on the edges. I often add glue on the edges of watercolor cardstock just to make sure it really sticks in there. So I'm mounting it on an A2 card base, and then, as I said, I stamp the sentiments using black obsidian pigment ink. So here is the final card with the sentiments on it. I was happy with the way this one turned out, and then I'll go back and show you the stenciled one as well. So there's the stenciled one. Again, it's Terry with Terry's Mailbox. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Blogger. I'd love to have you come and subscribe and follow me. Have a great day.